Happy New Year! It is the first day of the 2022 season. It is official. What's up, guys? How are we doing?
Good.
Right on. So today would be the first day, free agency, first day of the NFL. I'm hoping that the schedule would come out soon. It is crazy because as I was editing, doing some stuff, something recently just popped off, and Braden, what exactly was this? It was kind of surprising, right? Like it was just unexpected.
Yeah, Von Miller signs with the Bills.
Right.
I think 6 years, $120 million.
Jesus, it's already. I thought, okay.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I double check that. But
from a team that had $8 million in cap space.
Yeah, from a team who, God, $8 million. I think it was less than that, wasn't it? At one point.
Oh, they probably actually had some free because J.D. McKissick didn't sign there.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Yeah,
Little
U-turn.
bastard. God, I hate that guy so much, man.
I know.
I hate that guy so much. I'm a Gibson owner, and dude, like I was like, yes, he's gone. I don't have to deal with him anymore. All the receptions, everything's gonna go to my boy Gibson, and it's gonna be freaking bombs away. No. Turns out he did just like many other players did another U-turn and decided, you know what? No, I'm going to stick it out and stay with Washington. Maybe he believes in Carson Wentz. I don't know. Yeah, I was pissed off. I was okay about it, and then Mark reminded me before the show. Thanks, man. So, yeah, you're right. 8 million. Okay, 8 million. That's a lot. They did something. Because I remember that was not what they had yesterday when I joined.
Well, they also just signed O.J. Howard on top of Von Miller.
Yes, they were after. I just got that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, O.J. Howard, like literally 6 minutes ago. So I guess we need to be doing this the entire show,
right?
And not show our faces because this is all happening like right now. The Bills are just going ham on everything with their little money that they have. Also, Jaguars, they signed Miles Jack, or they're expected to another 2 years, $6 million, right? Former Jags to the Steelers. My bad.
Yes.
So that's interesting news.
He went to the Steelers. Interesting.
Yeah, he went to the Steelers. Also, another linebacker, Zadarius Smith, went to
the Ravens.
Yep. So guys are moving.
They also signed a safety today too.
Who was that? I missed that one.
Williams. What was his name?
Come on, guy. Don't bring it up and not know. Yeah. While you're looking at that, the Titans let go of Julio Jones today. Not entirely too surprised.
Marcus Williams, 5 years.
Yeah, that's right. That was yesterday. Last night. I forgot about that. Braden's camera is disabled, so
that guy
died. Okay. We'll see if we'll just have a black marker there. Turn your camera off, and maybe if Will's face shows up.
That'd be pretty funny.
Hold on. Is your camera like it's off or
no? I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Oh, it's funny that Tank brings this up because Baker's done in Cleveland, I guess, regardless of what they do.
Yeah. So we were talking about that yesterday. He signed basically a goodbye letter, kind of like thank you for the time being here, blah blah blah, and it was fun. But his heart's always in Cleveland, so regardless of the fact that he's going to be gone, Watson or not. So if Watson gets traded, I don't think it's going to happen, Tank. Only because I think he's still traveling. I don't think he travels to 4 states that quickly in just a matter of 24 hours.
I agree too.
So I think he went to Atlanta today. Yesterday he was in Cleveland. Tomorrow I'm expecting Panthers and Saints maybe. But yeah, so How do I feel about Mitch Trubisky signing them, giving them the O-line help, and James Daniels? So elaborate on that.
Guess we're talking about the Steelers.
Yes. Well, we skipped his comment, so
Yeah.
we're going to jump on that. So thank you, Dalton and Riley Gaming. Which I haven't seen that name in a while. So how do I feel about Mitch? Well, I don't think I mean, do you want to go first, Mark?
I think he'll still ultimately be a stopgap for them. I think either this draft or next draft they'll still draft a quarterback.
Okay.
Is my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong, Mitch. I mean, this year I know they're looking at Redder from Cincinnati. See a lot of mock drafts with him going to Pittsburgh. I know they really want Kenny Pickett, but I don't think he's going to fall that far. But yeah, I mean, he could come out. I mean, they have weapons. They got a tight end. They got some receivers. They could come out and he could actually do some stuff. But I just don't see Mitchell Trubisky doing that. I really don't.
And and that's fine. A lot of people, a lot of it, like, hey, welcome back.
Change cameras.
That works.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying in agreeing with you. But I like to give them just a little bit of maybe sitting a year behind Josh helped them out. Maybe the fact that there was no Nagy there. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, it wasn't Nagy or it wasn't, the organization. I truly believe, we saw what happened last year with Fields and Dalton, just bouncing back and forth. Bears were in a weird situation that entire season, the last couple of seasons. Hopefully it's a new organization, new players, new everything. Everything's fresh, kind of, to a certain point. But maybe Trubisky's a different player, different style of QB this season now. So I have a little bit of hope on him. And I know this kind of I don't want to eat my words from like last season when we were all out about Sam Darnold. But, again, that's a totally different player, but he went from a different organization to a different type style. But we don't know if he changed his style or not. So,
to be fair on Darnold, though, I still think he actually started off really good. I think that Cowboys game he got hurt, and he never was the same since.
Yeah, that's a good point. I remember after that it was different.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was on fire.
Oh, he was tortured.
It was like 4 good weeks of holy crap! Like, this is amazing. You and I know we're happy as hell. You had Darnold and I had DJ Moore, and we were like, dude, this is crazy. This is great. Like, I'm this is great. So I don't know. I would hope that Mitch Trubisky is better than a Noodle Arm Ben. So I think with Big Ben playing the way he did last season, I think Mitch Trubisky is going to go in there and just light it up.
Well, he's definitely going to be more mobile, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Braden, are you in agreement, or do you kind of like have anything to say about Mitch, or what? How do you feel about this whole situation? Like, giving, like, and speaking of the O-line, like, I don't know, they haven't really done much, have they? But what do you think about? What do you about?
As far as I know, they haven't done much for the O-line. He can at least escape. He can extend plays. It won't. I think Najee's going to have a drop off because they won't just, dink it down to him this year, because Mitch will try and run out or do something else now.
Yeah, he'll still be productive though.
Yeah, but not to the level that he was this past year, which might in the long run be good for him. So it's not overused.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think me and Mark were joking about it last season. We're like, at this point, Najee's going to retire in 4 years. The much they were using him there. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I don't think he's going to be that relevant. I know coming into the year, we're like, I'm really scared for him. Like, we really genuinely were really scared for him, mm-hmm. because like that line sucked, and they haven't really done much. They have $16 million in the cap. The only downfall, like kind of what you just said, is in PPR leagues he will go down. That's probably going to change, and ultimately that's what's going to happen. But he's still going to produce. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, we still got the draft and happen. Once the draft happens, we'll get a little bit more of a sense on what they're going to do ultimately. So, I'm excited for that. I'm waiting for free agency to end with, and then the draft, or free agency to end, because I still plan on doing some other, some semi mock drafts. Hopefully, Mark, you can join me this year.
Mhm.
Last year I did it by myself. It was a little hectic, but yeah, no, it'll be fun. So, all right, so. Next question from Dalton Riley says, where you guys think Bobby Wagner's going to go?
It's a good question.
Cowboys.
No.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that. Because if he goes, all right. If he goes to Cowboys, great for him. I would love to see that.
Well, he's done well under the defensive coordinator that's in Dallas now, so.
No,
Yep.
yeah, no, and I agree. The only issue is well, I mean, my only issue with that, which I'm totally for that. I'm totally for that. However, my dynasty value will change. I will have 2 linebackers on the same team, and I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. So basically, I have the Dallas D. I don't know what. Yeah, I'll have to make some weird movements. But am I going to drop Bobby Wagner? No, IDP. He's still a good player.
Yeah.
Considering his age. It's a lot of these linebackers, they kind of whittle down towards their, back end of their careers. I mean, he's coming in at 32. And I was just talking to someone about, football, like 32 years old. How long has he been in NFL?
This will be his 11th year, I
4,
think.
11. Yeah. So, well,
Yeah.
let's take this into account. Okay. So 11 years, right? And let's see, January, August, basically preseason. They put pads on, so let's just count that as one game or 1 month. You got September, October, November, December, January, and if they make, Super Bowl, that's another week and a half, 2 weeks right there. So you're ultimately thinking about 6 months per week that you're banging up your body, right? And they've done this for 11 years. Now let's add on another 3 years, considering maybe he just did up to junior year of college, and then another 4 years of high school. So your body, these guys, they're almost playing for almost 20 years, depending on how long their careers go. And I was just talking about this, like, at linebacker position, running backs. This is why running backs don't last that long. Linebacker position, hit their 30s, 30, 34, maybe max. I don't know. And he's still playing top of the game. He's still one of the best.
The only thing I don't worry about him, I mean, he's coming off a season where he had 170 tackles.
And that's
Yeah.
that is, there are outliers. This guy is one of them. So if Bobby does go to Dallas, okay, hypothetically, if Dallas does sign him, what do you think they're going to do there? Like, do they change their defense? What do you guys think? Well, I have an idea, but I just want to hear what you guys think. Like, what the linebackers, D-line with Randy Gregory leaving, like, what do you expect?
If they bring Bobby in, I can see Micah Parsons moving to end because they had to replace Randall Gregory.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Micah was playing a lot of end anyways.
Well, that's because Lawrence got hurt.
Yeah, but you moved him there and he thrived, so you might as well just almost keep him there.
Right. And I was actually, I'm on the same boat as what Mark just said. I think that Mika will end up playing, edge rush and end up being that key guy there. And then if they could always go 4-3, 3-4, I mean, it's going to be crazy. And then there's mock drafts saying that they're going to get Nakobe Dean. And I'm like, that would be nasty. I'm sorry, Mark. Yeah, I don't know. But if Bobby does go to Dallas, I think I'm gonna be double points that week. I'll double stack with Gibson, Micah, and Bobby. So if that happens, that'd be great because I would be racking up points during that time. All right, so what else we got here? So Ravens got Zadarius Smith and Marcus Williams. That would be a big help. But yeah, we just mentioned that earlier in the show. Not it's a good signing there. Surprisingly, how old is Marcus Williams, by the way? Is he 25 now? Or am I thinking of the corner who's like older than dirt, 30 something? Marcus
He's
Williams,
25.
right? Okay, so who's the guy from the Saints who's like older than dirt? Safety. Is it Jenkins? Marcus
Malcolm
Yeah.
Jenkins.
That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah. So I got their ages confused, but yeah. Good for him. Zadarius Smith. I think that'd be a perfect fit for him because Patrick Queen is not a leader. You could just see it. I was hoping that this year would have been his year to like take over that defense. And you know it was not it didn't seem like he was taking charge. I don't know if you guys watched any Ravens games or if you saw that or not, but I don't know what your opinion on Patrick Queen is. He's a good player, but he just wasn't really taking charge. So if Zadarius Smith goes there, I think would definitely kind of have that leader role.
Mm-hmm.
And same with Marcus Williams. I don't know. So
I kind of feel you. There was just times where like Patrick Queen would be like in beast mode, and then like the next quarter he'd be like, "Where'd Patrick Queen go?" Like he'd just be gone, and
Yeah,
he's like,
no.
"I don't." But he'd be there. He just like was not in the game all of a sudden.
Yeah,
The attention span, or maybe he still hasn't quite got his stamina up, so that times he goes too hard, and then he depletes his tank. I don't know.
yeah. I coming in, I was really excited about him. I don't know. Maybe he just wasn't as that high prospected linebacker that we expected for him to be. He was ultimately my linebacker one coming in that year, and it just hasn't been. He's ultimately just a linebacker 2 in my eyes when it comes to IDP league. So I don't know. And
No, I agree.
What is up,
Seahawks
fan? Hey, I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
I believe we were talking about Bobby Wagner when he came in too, so that's kind of ironic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Who are we talking about?
Yeah.
Get away. I'm sorry, man. I am sorry. What's going on? Hopefully with these picks, hopefully we can maybe do something. But they were struggling since last season. Last season they weren't really doing much. I don't know what's going on with them. So with the Seahawks, let's hope they have more than 3 picks this season, right? They have at least 8 now. So last season they only had 3. So I don't really expect much going on for you guys there last season. Ultimately, that led you to a 7-10 record, surprisingly.
I think a lot of that had to do with Russ's injury, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. So was it towards the middle? They were doing really good, like the first 8 weeks, I think. We were like saying, "Oh, let Russ cook," right, and all this crap, like DK Metcalf, blah blah blah. And then I think it was after like a certain like their bye week, they just plummeted. And then his it was also his injured finger. Then he forced himself back in. We were saying that he's coming in too early.
Yeah.
That finger wasn't properly healed, but Russ, being as stubborn as he is, still jumped in and made it happen. I mean, I guess a 75% Russ is better than a healthy Gino. Was it Gino? Is that who
it was Gino?
Yeah.
Geno Smith, yeah.
Yeah. So, very interesting. All right. So, who else have we got going on that kind of jumped the radar today? Miles Jack, Julio Jones. I mentioned
he was released today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of it's kind of sad, but it's at the same time we kind of saw this kind of happening at some point. Like, come on, guy, are you gonna stay healthy or what's going on here? Do you think he goes anywhere?
I'm sure someone takes a run at him.
But who would gamble on something like? Would it be a team with like a lot of receivers, or like would it be a team with like that needs
I don't
help?
think it'd
At
necessarily
receiver?
be a gamble. I think if you sign him to like a 1-year deal, I mean, what's the worst that happens? He gets hurt and he spends the whole season on the sideline. And you're like, oh,
Yeah, we definitely don't pay him a whole lot based off of this past year, and
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think it's kind of like you just throw some coins in, see what happens, and if it works, it works. If not, basically what the Cardinals did with AJ Green.
yeah, no,
Because
yeah.
everybody kind of wrote him off, and then came here, was productive for about
Mhm.
8 weeks.
How do you feel about Julio Jones potentially landing in Houston?
Yeah, it would be interesting.
Knowing, I mean, they have 12 to kind of fiddle around with. So, could that be a potential landing spot for him? Could that be okay? Would he have anything productive? I mean, at this point, it's like he's no longer Jones Jet. Like that
Yeah,
that jet has flown. Okay, so I mean, he's done for. If anything, if the Houston Texans do decide to get him, he'd be there with Brandon Cooks, Nico Collins. I don't really necessarily see anybody. Who's their tight end? Brevin Jordan. So, is Mark Ingram still there?
No, he got traded to the Saints during the season.
Oh, that's right. They're still paying him. My bad. They're still paying him, is what it is. My bad.
yeah.
They got dead cat money. I'm looking at his name here. I'm like, that's why I'm looking. I'm like, why is he pulling up on this list I see here? They have a lot of guys. It's $35 million worth of dead cat money. I mean, you got Mark Ingram, Isaiah Coulter, Eric Wilson, some Kyle Waring. I don't even know who that is. John Reed, Terrence Mitchell, Brandon Dunn. Oh, dude, these are a lot of guys that they're still paying this season. Just dead cat money. Like, that's crazy.
I don't know if Julio would sign with the Texans though.
But who would take him? That's the thing.
Is
Like,
he
it
gonna
would be.
catch balls from Mills?
It would.
Well, I could see a team like Houston trying to persuade him to come there, so at least they have a weapon,
Well, I could too.
or at least a body. But yeah, I could see why.
I think
also
he would want to go
there.
somewhere where he could win. My personal opinion.
I mean, the Bills probably won't. Dolphins seem to be hiring everyone. He could go to the Jags. They seem to be hiring everyone.
Go back to the Falcons. They need a receiver.
Yeah.
You guys lost
yeah.
Cage.
We did.
I've heard Jarvis might go there.
But that. I don't know, man. We're still paying Julio, dude.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yes, we're still paying. If we brought him back, it's like, well, here's your original contract. You want it back?
Yeah.
We're still paying him, so I don't see that happening. I really can't picture where he would go besides someone desperate like Giants or Lions, Houston. I mean, the Raiders like to pick up old, beat up guys, so that's always something fun to watch.
Maybe the Ravens.
They
have a hard time. They have a hard time bringing receivers in there.
Yeah. So. But even if I don't think the Ravens are going to do anything until they figure out this Lamar Jackson thing. The fact that he doesn't have an agent, they're working through him. And I was talking to Brian yesterday. If this dude doesn't pick up his phone, there's no way of contacting him. I mean, what are they going to go drive to his house? And hey, what's up, man? Like,
I mean, the Packers did that for Aaron Rodgers.
It's true.
I think they even flew out, like they went to his California house, and they're like, "You in there?"
I just can't. I can't see the Ravens doing anything much until like they sign him, because if they don't, Huntley's the guy, and from far as I'm concerned, they haven't offered Huntley anything either. So at this point today, doesn't that kind of make Huntley able to everyone now? Like, no one can actually sign him now. Like, it's I'm trying to see if Huntley is like I don't think he's restricted or anything like that, right? Can't even find his name.
I don't recall him being like restricted or anything.
Yeah, because they just brought him on. He was undrafted free agent for the year. I can't find his name on their roster, so I'm assuming there is no. Oh, there it is, Tyler Huntley.
I said they tendered
restricted. Yeah,
he's a restricted. Yeah, he's a restricted. So that means if someone offers him a contract, they have the opportunity to match it.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. But unless I swear, I think he's like he's the biggest underdog in the QB landscape right now, and nobody's talking about him. It's mind-boggling to me. It is. I feel like he did really good to put himself in a situation where he can easily start for some of these teams. Like if I saw Huntley go to Seattle, he would be an automatic start. If he went to Houston, automatic start. Let's see who else is hurting. Okay, here's an interesting one. Would he start over Jalen Hurts?
Possibly.
I don't know.
I think the Eagles are built the same as the Ravens.
Okay. Trey Lance.
I feel like they have so much invested in Trey Lance that
Exactly.
they're going to have to roll with him. Like, is he better than Trey Lance? I think so. But I feel like they have to at least see what Trey Lance is.
Mm-hmm. He's only 24, and he's going into his second season, so he's basically in the same boat. Like, ultimately, they would have two rookies there.
Kind of. Yeah, I just feel like Trey Lance is a little bit more like raw and needs to be molded more than what Huntley is.
Okay.
That's why I said I feel like you could roll Huntley out and he would be the starter, but I don't think San Francisco is the spot
just for someone like him.
Yeah, just because of like they have to roll with Lance this year. I feel like.
All right, I mean that's fine. I mean,
what about Cleveland if they were able to get him?
Now, that's the thing. So
they're not going to trade in division though.
Well, it wouldn't be a trade if they would offer a contract and then
they're not going to let him go to Cleveland. They'll match it.
Not if it's a huge offer, then they probably wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, that'd be like the Jeremy Lin situation years ago where they offered some ridiculous contract.
Right.
Like, well, what do you want to do now?
Right. Like you ultimately at some point it's like, well, do we really care about this guy to spend this much money?
Well, plus they'd have to think about Lamar Jackson long term too. It would basically force them to choose, I think. If the Browns came out, we're like, oh, we're going to offer him $20 million a season.
Yeah.
And then the Browns are basically, or the Ravens would basically have to be like, well, it's either Huntley or Jackson. Which I think they would go Jackson personally.
Oh, easily. Why would you not? We've seen what he's done. We've seen what he can do. I don't see why the issue. Like, why would you even second that at all? I wouldn't choose Jackson over that, or I wouldn't choose Huntley over him. I mean, is he capable of being a starter? I'm obviously for your sake, you would love that because he loves Andrews.
I was just thinking, I was like, well, actually, fantasy-wise, I actually would prefer Huntley.
Because
Huntley would zone in on that guy. I remember that one week we were at Kindy's watching the Ravens game, and I was like, bro, I got like 30 points from freaking Mark Andrews. I was like, man. And then, of course, I picked up Huntley, and he got COVID. I was like, of course.
Yep.
I was like, oh, there goes that.
Oh no. So all right. So we mentioned San Fran. We mentioned Houston. We mentioned who else we mentioned? I mean, Lions. I think they would put Golf over him. The Giants. I don't think. They like.
Well, they just got Tyrod. They just got Tyrod.
They just got Tyrod Taylor, right? So, he's like I said, he's one of those names. It's like, okay, well, he could definitely be a starter somewhere. I mean, are we spending too much time on him? Yeah, maybe, but he's still a valuable guy. So I don't know.
You know what the Giants' thinking was behind bringing in Tyrod? Because they signed him for 2 years.
I would imagine, and I'm only just taking a stab as to maybe like what other teams have done, bring in other guys to help
They're
their
going to draft.
starter.
They're going to draft a quarterback next year, and then he's going to get hurt, and they're going to be like, "Superstars born."
What if they end up landing Bryce Young next year?
They could. I mean, I think the Giants
Yeah.
will be competing for the worst team next year.
Yeah. I mean, they have what, the 7th of this year, because they traded the last year for the Chicago Fields trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they ended at 6-11. Not that great. I mean, you lost more than half your games, like, you know, just about.
Well, they're
you
also
lost.
trotting Mike Glennon out for a lot of those games.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
very true. Let's see. New York doesn't really have much, I think. Never mind,
They
I
also-
lied. They
They
have
don't
a
have
lot.
money either, so
No, they have a lot. They have 2 firsts, a second, 2/3, a fourth, 2 fifths, and a sixth. If they're smart, and me and Mark have been saying, if they're smart, which clearly they have not been, they would go O-line first.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, Giants! Just fix the freaking O-line. Like, it's all you gotta do. Damn it! It's not. that
they're going
hard.
to take a safety.
You know, but hold on. With their 2 first, they can. They
I
they
know,
can. But their second first, because here's what they have. They're sitting at the 5 and they're sitting at the 7. So if they take Hamilton in the first, okay, which, you know, that'd be really killer, because I think he's gonna have a great career. That guy is huge, man, and he's quick. Me and Mark broke down his highlights, and dude, that guy is amazing. So Hamilton, and 2 picks later, get someone like, I don't know, Charles Cross or even Aquanu or something. Like, if Aquanu is still there, I don't think he will, because I think Evan Neal will probably be gone, and Aquanu would probably be picked up. So I would imagine either Trevor Penning or Charles Cross would probably still be there. But ultimately, they need to fix that line. If not, we're slowly watching Saquon just die.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how old is
Yeah.
Saquon now? 25?
25, 26, 25.
So we've seen what he can do. Last year was I like the fact that, oh sweet, we get to see Saquon finally. It was great. It felt
25.
good. Yeah, thank you. It felt good watching him play. You could see that he still has it, and then he took a bone hit. Like, I guess he overthrew. Was it Daniels who threw it to him, or was it Glenn and Glenn threw it to him? Was it over his head?
I think it was Danny Dimes.
Okay, so well, you can't really use Danny Dimes in this situation. But
That's his nickname. Okay, I'm just going with it.
I know. Well, when he's doing good, we use it. When he's not, it's just
Danny not Dimes. Okay,
There you go.
Yeah.
He threw over him, and he looked over his head, tried to reach for it. As he was coming back down, I think it was against the Raiders, and he like stepped on someone's foot, which ultimately rolled his ankle, and he was out for what, 4 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
Did you see how nasty his ankle got? It was just
Yeah.
It was
Oh, yeah. Just
it was so gross, man. I'm like, dude, that's broken. And I'm like, it was just a sprain. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Mhm.
dude.
They actually said that was good because the faster it swells up, the faster you can get it down, and the faster it can heal.
Hmm.
I was like,
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean,
that's how
Sure.
one of Carson Wentz's ankles looked, and the other one didn't. That one healed faster.
So there you go. And he didn't miss any games. Come on, Saquon. I'm kidding.
no, I think it's funny. It's like when that happened, what was the nickname you gave him?
2 sprains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Still is his nickname. Now he's on my team. Yay.
You
I
sound
don't
so
know
excited.
how I don't know how I feel about that. I think they should have went with Taylor still. I think Heineke could have done it a lot. I don't see any difference between them two, stat wise, production wise. Like, yeah, they're different players, but I still see them putting up the same numbers.
I feel like Wentz, when he's on it, has a higher ceiling, probably, but like they both have very low floors.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what did you guys give up? A second?
No, 2/3.
No. That's still a lot.
And we swapped seconds. So we went down like 5 spots in the second.
So that's where I'm seeing. Okay. I forgot where I saw this, but Carson Wentz is like one of the highest draft picked traded quarterback in like NFL history. Like, there's so many first rounds, so many seconds, so many thirds throughout the teams. I think that Cleveland, when they made the trade with Philadelphia in the original draft for Philly to go get him, I'm not sure if it was Cleveland, but it was somebody that traded up to get to Philly's spot. Philly drafted him there, so there's a couple of firsts and seconds that flew out the window there. And then, of course, recently, 2 years ago, we saw Philly trade him to the Colts, another first and seconds, which I think ultimately turned into 2 seconds or 2 firsts. And then now we see more draft picks getting traded for this guy. And the rumor is he's not that bad of a QB. I think it's his personality from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, those have been coming out.
So
I don't know. From watching Pat McAfee and seeing some of Carson Wentz's games personally, it's just I gotta be prepared for a roller coaster. Because there'll be times where he's like
medication.
Good, and he'll have you fly him up here, and then on the very next drive, you're like, what the heck?
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't throw a 0-yard
needs
interception.
To be consistent. Like, it doesn't have to be way up here, but if you could be consistent, like here, that'd be great.
I think he just, when I'm watching playing, he's not bad. He's just, I think what happens is he's not very well under pressure. Like, I think he freaks out.
Yeah,
he does. I think he does these bonehead mistakes. Because look at from last year to this year. Excuse me, 2 years ago to this year, something like that. 2 years ago to last year. How about that? Because we're official in 2022. But that you could see the numbers change. Was it only 7 interceptions this season? Last season, which compared to what 30 the previous year. I don't know if Braden, if you could see that anywhere. I know you're looking around.
Check it.
It's fine. I mean,
no, I think he had like 25.
But I mean, would you agree, Braden? It's somewhere around that.
Yeah, but if you ask Pat McAfee, he should have had 30 interceptions this past year.
Well, yeah.
So last year it was 7 picks. The year before 15, then 7, 7, 7, 14.
Ooh, so 14 in there. So, but no,
don't
tell me 16. Was that 2016 or 2017? Was that his MVP year? 17.
Yeah, probably because he had 33 touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Yeah.
Year 17?
PDR of 101, 2017.
14 interceptions. And then he tied it when he was with Philly. And yet, 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that doesn't
I
really
think
count because they didn't have
I think there was more than that then. I think there was more to than just his production. I think that Carson was just, I think he might be some type of jerk in the locker room. I don't know.
Well, it came out that he voiced his displeasure during their championship run. I guess Darren Sproles leaked it.
So I think it was 2019, like when like everybody got hurt. There was no wide receivers on that team. And like he had to overcome and like do so much that I think he's like carried those bad traits into the next year. And then he went to the Colts and still carries it. And if he could just like make smart and sound decisions with the ball instead of like trying to turn every play into a home run, he'd be a lot better quarterback. But
yeah, no, I think so. I think he's not that bad. Like what do we put him in the Kirk Cousins era or slightly under? Like in that decent, what we call in the nerd total, that prime meridian Kirk Cousins.
Like in the
where would he be
area.
above? Would he be above the Kirk Cousin line or below the Kirk Cousin line? and by how far?
I put him slightly below.
Like one or
Just
two
because-
ranks?
Yeah, probably. He's not too far off. Like there's a lot of upside to Wentz, I feel like, but he just makes some dumb plays.
Right. Mark, how do you feel? He's your quarterback. Well, I mean, not
I think he's
anymore
literally
after
all that.
we're about to. I mean, but he is as of now, as of today, and then until like what we will talk about that trade after I hear what you say about Wentz right now. So
He's also on my. Yeah, you're right. He is on my fantasy team too. But
slightly
no, I think
below
he's.
coming
I
from
think
Brian.
he's literally on that medium level to me. I feel like he has the potential and the talent to skyrocket up, but like Braden said, because of his inconsistency and his dumbheaded plays, brings him like below. So therefore, I
Yeah.
just put him like literally right in the. Because he has both, I just put him in the middle.
So just slightly under the Kirk Cousins line. All right.
I just keep him
So
on the
that's-
line exactly.
Hey, and that's fine. Well, I mean, oh, then you're saying he's equal to Kirk Cousins.
Well, I don't think Kirk Cousins. I think Carson Wentz is the new prime meridian. I think Kirk Cousins is in the top 10 now.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay. I'm not arguing that either. I think that's
I know.
fine too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so Carson Wentz as of now was your QB1, but after some discussions with our other league, we have this going into the next year. So Brian, you're on right now. So tell me what you think. Is it too much or is it too little? And I think that you talked to both of us separately, but now me and Braden are both here at the same time. And I gave you my piece and my thought of what I thought about this trade. I felt like you kind of broke even.
Yeah.
And Braden, what did you say?
I said it was a pretty equal trade for both parties. If Chubb and Kyler can stay healthy, that's going to be the main issue. Because I don't know where Deshaun's going yet. There's probably a possibility of him still missing maybe 4 games due to suspension.
Yeah, maybe 4 to 8. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Derrick Henry's getting older.
Hitting
So
that
it's like
28.
it's like a lateral move with just as good, like younger players, I guess.
And then the first with the cherry on top is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Or
well,
was that too much?
No, I told him, I was like, I don't know if there's anybody who's like a surefire guy. Like there's a couple, but like where the point he's drafting at.
He's
like,
at the
you know, just
109.
Yep.
Yeah, you could probably get somebody just as good in the second round. So it's not like a huge loss to just go younger, I feel like.
Right. So Brian says about the Kirk Cousins, yeah, too many young guys.
But they haven't proved themselves yet.
Kirk
Other
Cousins
than
is
what,
a top
Burrow?
12 quarterback.
Kirk Cousins also older than all these guys, probably. So, I mean, yeah, but I agree with what Brian said there. So I'm just kind of laughing at that. Yeah. So, you know, I thought about this, and I'm driving, and I thought, because I don't think I gave you an answer right away. And if I did, I gave
you didn't even see the trade right away, but it's okay.
No. And I'm thinking, all right, so Kyler Murray with his issues that he had at the beginning of the season, apparently all his stuff is back, by the way.
Yeah.
Basically, you get yourself a 24-year-old quarterback and a 26-year-old running back compared to a 28-year-old and a 26-year-old QB. So you shave a couple of years, and it's like what Braden was saying, it's a lateral move. With this season, all right, so I don't think it's that bad. Considering the first is like, and I think I said this before, unless you're in the top 6, top 8 draft picks, like everyone else after that is just like, you're taking a huge gamble on. Like, where is this year's Elijah Mitchell? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know. It could have been, because this first round draft pick is the 109. So let's see. In our draft, what the 109? If I didn't even see where it would land, because I thought you were at the 7, and then earlier you're like, no, I'm actually the 9th pick. So let's see now. Assuming you would have gone rookie, right? Say you didn't make this trade and you still have your first. Bryce Hall, all of them is probably gone. So you're looking maybe at David Bell, take a gamble on Jamison Williams, James Cook, maybe. And we don't even know if he's going to be as good as his brother yet. And of course, landing spots also determine on where it's at. So, is it too much? I think what that did is that kind of pushed the trade. I'm not saying it's bad because I'm also thinking Derrick Henry's this might be his last good season. I don't think he's hitting 2,000 again.
That injuries. That's why I feel like Chubb is an upgrade for like long-term value.
Yeah, for a couple more seasons. I mean, he'll give him at least another couple 2-3 seasons to figure out his running back situation. At least he'll have Chubb for this now time being. But what's Chubb's contract at right now? Is he still with the Browns for how many more years?
I think he just signed a contract extension, didn't he?
Yeah,
I think he did. Yes. I can't remember what it was. Wasn't it like a 4-year extension or something like that? Yeah. So 2024. Yeah. So it's not bad. It's not bad. I think it's good. Now with Julio Jones leaving Tennessee, we go back to the run first game in Tennessee. So AJ Brown, yes, he's good, but then again, what really happened last season? Like we almost didn't even think AJ Brown was going to pop off until it was in the second year of the season. So you might bite your tongue a little bit when he does pop off pretty good, but in the long run, like what Braden said, I think it's a good trade.
Well, my biggest issue with the whole thing was even Deshaun coming back, he gets suspended. I don't know what player I'm going to get. He's been gone for a whole year.
So you're saying he's not the same?
I don't think he will. I'm not saying he won't be good still. I'm just saying, like, having a whole year off and not playing football is going to affect you.
Yeah, probably, I would imagine. Or it could be a good thing your body rested for a whole season.
At least with Kyler Murray, I knew what I was going to get.
Yeah,
that's very true.
I mean, the best way to look at it, if you're getting Deshaun there, is like, and he misses a year, like he had an injury before the year, so he spent the year. Like guys that come off injury usually don't miss too much, and he was around the whole year anyway. So,
and he wasn't injured. If anything, he was just resting his body.
Yeah, like he was still there throughout the week, so it wasn't like he was away from the team and not.
He had the best seats in the house.
Yeah,
but
like I said too, he's probably going to miss games. So then you're trying to figure out who you're starting those couple weeks, however many games he's suspended.
Carson Wentz, there you go.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what everybody plans on doing, right?
That's not what I planned on doing.
He's at minimum, Watson's going to miss at minimum. I'm guessing 4. Yeah. It could probably go to 8, and it's going to be somewhere in that area. So this is good. It's also like what I should have done. I didn't look at what he had and what he was receiving off of this. I think he had mac and cheese, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to work out for both of you. I don't think his first is going to do much, really, to be honest. You're out of the 109. It's all right. I mean, I think at that point, the 109, you probably try and get yourself a QB. But since he's going to get a QB and he already has mac and cheese, why would he need a QB? So he's going to try and gamble and get that Elijah Mitchell, probably. So I think it works out for both of you. So good job. I think it's fine. I think you were contemplating this since he went down last season.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this helps, if it makes you feel any bit better about your trade. Brian, I guess he jumped in left. I would have loved his opinion on this. But maybe I could cut this up and then send it to the Nerd Hole, but it's all good. So yeah, dude, I think you'll be fine. So do you have any seconds, or what do you have left now? I know you made some moves last year for Connor, which, oh, by the way, you didn't even realize that Kyler Murray is also another stack to your Hopkins and Kyler Murray. So basically you throw all these guys out, and Mark is now officially a Cardinals fan.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So welcome to the Red Sea, I guess, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, Braden, want to make a deal? No, I'm just kidding.
What are you going to trade for Rondale Moore now? So you have the other receiver.
Oh no, I was going to trade you the 3 Cardinals players.
No, I don't know if I can afford that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So
I mean, do you want Kirk Cousins?
I know that's the only thing. I was looking at your quarterbacks. I was like, yeah.
I got a lot of quarterbacks right now.
Yeah.
He does.
I know you do.
I got 6. Stashing them.
This is that this might be desperation, but he's waiting for one of them to hit. Ultimately, you're gonna have to still. Have you made any of your cuts yet? I think you just made
I made
one,
a couple.
right?
Yeah, I made a couple.
So for those who are watching, I created this league. It's a dynasty league, but just like the NFL, there's 7 rounds, closer 7 weeks out before preseason. I held a draft, and you cut one player each week before, or if you want, you can cut them all in February. Good luck to you. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, we know.
But or and then I open it back up just like the free agency, just like the NFL. We have a longer period of time. I open it a week before, and then keep it all the way to the point of the real NFL rookie draft, and just kind of have an open eye, kind of give you that GMO type dynasty real lifetime schedule with the NFL. So so ultimately you're gonna have to make some decisions. I know I'm already contemplating on who I'm gonna have to cut, and it's gonna hurt me on one or two of these guys. But I think Mark kind of has an idea. We were talking about one of them yesterday. So I don't know, man. It's going to be really interesting coming in this next couple weeks, as I think we are 20 days out from actual, not 20 days. Hold on. My bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 28 to 29 days out from already getting the actual information on basically where we get the first round draft picks are. Usually, ultimately, that's around when the first team, we'll start hearing where Jacksonville starts. All right, we're taking this guy for sure.
Yeah.
And then a week later, it's like, all right, well, it happens. Like, we knew Joe Burrow was going to be the 101. Like a week before it was going to happen. So, yeah, and that happens.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it should be exciting. I was hoping someone would have gotten picked up during our show. I guess you could say Von Miller did at the beginning, and who else? Who was our other breaking news guy at the beginning?
OJ Howard.
OJ Howard, yeah. So nothing during this end. So, anything else you guys want to add?
But speaking of the draft, I think this is the first time in a long time since I can remember where there isn't a clear-cut favorite for the number 1 overall pick. I've seen so many different mock drafts with Jacksonville taking different people.
Yeah,
it's this class, man. This class
I know.
Is so. I think they're so. I'm not saying they're worth nothing, but they're all worth the same almost. They're so close together that a single injury can drop a guy down 10 ranks.
Yeah,
and that's something like that. What were you going to say, Braden?
Well, I was going to say there's just a lot of depth. Nobody really stands out.
No, you're right. There's not. Yeah. I mean, we've been blessed with the last 2-3 seasons with skilled guys. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get that JJ or Jamar Jefferson this season. I really don't. 1,000 yards and crap ton of TDs. I don't think we'll see it this season. If we do, that'd be great, but it's unlikely. I mean, back-to-back seasons of that happening is very rare. I don't see that happening again. If it does, that'd be great. Hopefully, it's Treylon Burks or Drake London or Garrett Wilson, because that's kind of who I'm gonna try and get in our draft. So again, ultimately we'll see where they land. That is where it all comes down to, and decisions are made from where landing spots are. So sorry, did I cut you off? Oh, okay.
No.
I thought I heard something. My bad.
Oh,
All
I
right.
was like, wait, what?
All right. No, my bad. I thought I heard someone was going to say something. All right. So if you got nothing else to say, any last thoughts, anything else, I'm just going to go ahead and end it. Tomorrow, I figure we're going to take long today about free agency. And then tomorrow, maybe if we can, we will try and talk about Isaiah Spiller and who's the other running back I mentioned? James Cook. So hopefully we get into that. If not, it's all good. We can just wait till after free agency. So
you didn't even bring up Chandler Jones.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was getting ready to say that too.
And then Ngakoue
what do you mean
trade.
you're here too, man. You could have brought
You're
him.
the host.
We're all a team here. You could have
I'm
brought him.
a little bitter because Chandler left the Cardinals, but
I was like,
I'm glad
I was trying to
we didn't pay him
remember if that
$17
was
million a
today
year.
or if that was like maybe you went over it yesterday. But I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that was today.
No, that was today.
Today,
Definitely
yeah.
today. Definitely today. So yeah.
Chandler
looks
on
like-
one side, Crosby on the other now.
Look, Russell Wilson cannot escape this guy.
No.
So we can end it on that. Hopefully probably text him, hey man, I'm still gonna see you for the next couple of years, because that's that sucks to get sacked by that guy your whole career. Literally your whole career. All right, that's it. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever the hell you're at. This is Dynasty Pylon here with the guy in the chair, Braden, Mark, and myself, Martin, and we will try and be back tomorrow. Braden, are you able to come tomorrow if we probably shoot for the same time?
If it's about the same time, maybe.
Okay, we'll try.
If not, I'll be in the chat. So
Okay, all right, we'll try and do that. Get these two rookie running backs kind of evaluated. See what they're all about. A lot of people are still, they don't see the game field. They just saw what they saw at the combine. So, anyways, all right. Well, thanks again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow if possible. Braden. All right.
Yep.
Later, guys.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate.